Cool. We'll go straight in. Oh, hello, 1 second. Roland. We'll go straight into Zengo Giri. So just really slow. Take your time, really rotating. Cutting down. So no speed, no power, just run through the movement. Good. 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 Okay, we're going to go to the second Saburi and do the same, go into a Zengo Giri. So you're going to start with the first one, just rolling back, come into the Jodan Kamai, reach the back, cut down. Now from here, you're just going to rotate to the left side and find the Jodan Kamai position. So you come to this position, just roll up, find the Kamai, find the back. Make sure you really come into the Jodan Kamai, so kind of 45 degrees angle back, and find the back, cutting down. So each time now, just cutting on the right side with the second Saburi. Rotate, cut down. Yeah, give it a try. It's like a Zengo Giri with number 2. That's it. Nice.
Michael, could you show the rotation again?
Yeah, sure. 1 second. Yeah. Okay, so in this position, you've made the cut down.
Yeah.
Just gonna leave the body, leave the kind of sword as it is, and just rotate underneath it. You're gonna rotate this way. Taking here, so a little bit to the front.
Yeah.
This way, and then curling up. So, and just look to see if you can kind of enter into the posture from below. This way, and then from here, find the back, find the cut. Yeah. Let me try.
Yep.
That's it. Yeah, so in this case, you're going to do a rotation like, it's a bit like Murotadori, this way. So in this case, you just rotate this way. So with the left foot forward. So this is like entering in this way. So from the cutting position, just rotate 180. The foot enters and then I roll back this way. Foot enters, roll back. And then from here, just find the cut. So you're just adjusting 180. Cutting down at just 180. Cutting down. Yeah, keep going. That's it. That's it. That's it. Good. Okay, good. So in this case, you go to like a third suburi. So, and again, do this in a kind of Zengo Giri, front and back. So you're gonna find the first movement here. Stretch all the way up, rolling down to the back hip, coming in with the cut to the back. Now from here, you're gonna step in, just in this place. You're gonna step in with the sword, and then find this position. Yeah. So you make the cut, step in from the back foot, rotate fully, and then refine this position here. Coming all the way down, cutting down. You're gonna step from the back foot into the sword this way. The sword follows the spine. Stretching up, rolling back down, and then finding the cut. Yeah, give it a try. So each time you're gonna rotate into the sword with a step. And that's it. Nice. Good. Good. Nice. Okay, go through number 5. So in this case, a Yokomanuchi. The first one, just come back for the Jodan Kamai. Striking on the right side. You're going to go into a Yokomanuchi right side. Yokomanuchi left side. And then from here, rotate to the back. Keep a Yokomanuchi during the rotation. And come back. Normally when we rotate for Zengo Giri, you come into a Shomanuchi, and then you continue into Yokoman. In this case, just play with rotating and coming in straight into a Shoman, into a Yokoman. Yokoman cut and down. So just each time right, cutting on the right side, stepping in left side. So turning right side, left side. Yeah, give it a go. So 2 cuts each side with a rotation. Yes. Nice. Good. Nice, good. And then we're going to go now to the 6th Suburi, but again, just looking at it in a Zengo-gi. You can come back and start here from Jodan Kamai, cutting into a Yokomen, and then from here, pressing same foot. Then you're going to rotate left side cut. And again, just play with a Yokomanuchi rather than a Shoman. Here, rotate, cutting down, pressing from the back leg. So pressing into the back leg, thrusting in. So a 6 Suburi, rotating each time. Nice.
A question.
Yeah, go ahead.
When you turn, that yokeman could be either like a forehand or do it facing.
Yeah, go ahead.
When you turn, that yokeman could be
Yeah.
or that.
Yeah, in this case, I'll try and show it from mine. Okay, so you cut to the back. Yeah, with the thread. Now from here, don't do this movement and cut around. And in this case, just raise above the head and then find that you're coming this way. And then step. So you're going to just keep the sword in line with the spine this way. Cut that way. You're going to cut with a sense of cutting this side. So down this line. This way. And then thrusting in. This way. Thrusting in. So just keep the sword kind of following the body here. And then cut down. Yeah, but you can also play with that one. We'll do that one next section.
Good, thank you.
Try and keep. Yeah, that's it. That's it, John. Good. Good. That's it. Nice.
Michael,
Yeah.
with the six suburi, if I remember correctly, it was supposed to be just a little bit of joski, right?
How do you mean?
So when we land, normally we try to keep the distance between the body, but it's like a little bit of, just a little bit of.
Yeah, good question.
Ski motion, right? Or
Yeah,
not?
yeah. The feeling in this case, let's see. There's kind of two things, there's lots of ways you can do this. In this case, like keeping this distance and then kind of pushing out with the arms this way. This is like pushing, pulling. In this case, the other thing you can do is pull the arms into the body and then push them out. This happens a lot. What I want to do is avoid those kind of things. So in this case, the feeling, if you watch the sword, maybe you can see that. The feeling is I sink the body into the sword, but I don't retract the arms back. So I don't pull the arms back and press them out. In this case, I press the center into the sword, and then I press out from that position. So this is the connection soft, and then from here I get full extension out this way. The feeling's like there's a ball here, and I press into it, and then press out. But what it looks like the arms are doing this. It's the center pressing in and the arms being flexibly connected, and the same on the other side. The center presses in and the arms press out. So it's like that kind of feeling. So it's like pressing into something and then extension out. That makes sense. And rather than pulling the arms in and then pressing them out, you're gonna press into the arms and then extension out from that. Yeah.
Oh, it makes sense, but the feeling is when you take the step and when you're not really stiff, it naturally comes back just a little. That's what I'm trying to. So when I do this, the hand, I'm not pulling it, but when I do this motion, my hands are coming toward my arms are swinging this way anyway. That's what I mean. So when I do this, you see, like with the jaw.
Yeah.
Like with the jaw, like I'm not doing this. So when I move, they're moving.
Yeah.
It's the same. I cannot prevent it. It's happening.
No.
So that's what I'm trying to understand.
Yeah, you don't want to prevent that movement. But basically, the arms are going to be flexibly connected to the sword and the center work, and then you're going to press through it. You're going to press through it. It's like this. When the sense this kind of work. What I'm not doing is drawing them back to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to draw the arms back to push them in that way. But what I'm going to do is press into it. Press into it. This way. This way. But in this
I'll
case,
do my
I
best.
have to do that.
Okay.
That work. Yeah? Just play with it. Keep going.
Thanks.
That's it. Yeah, good. Yeah. Nice. Good. Okay, go to number 7. So this time you're only going to cut on the right side. You cut right side of Yoko Minuchi and then stepping from the back side into the 7th Suburi. You're going to cut right side and then from the back foot, thrusting in. So the right side Yokomen, left side ski. Right side Yokomen, left side ski. 1, 2. Yeah, keep going. So like number 7, 7th Suburi. Just now rotating after each thrust. That's it. That's it. Good. Okay, good. So when you make this cut, just be really careful that you don't go into a kind of rigid movement with the hip. So in this case, I can go into kind of rigid with the hip here. And then as I go to make this next movement, the hips kind of lock in position. And then to make the rotation, what happens is the body starts to kind of swing out. You get these kind of distortions in the form. Or to compensate for the tight hip, what I do is adjust the foot. These kind of movements to kind of open the hip out. And then I can press the body through. What I want to do in this case is really have a sense that the hip softens. The hips kind of soften, especially this area here. This really softens. So you can also feel that area. So just actually feel it physically, touch it. It should be very soft during the cut. But if it's rigid, that I feel this tension's all in tension. So if this, oh, I won't show you too much. This part, this part is rigid. As I land weight, this is really stiff. Now, if I try and move from this position, the body acts as like one. It moves like a robot. So it looks like Tin Man moving in Wizard of Oz. But what I want is like really the hip to be soft. So just feel when you make this cut, just touch into the hip. See what it feels like. If you feel kind of tension in it, because I'm holding the hip to make the cut. And then as I go, I need to hold it and swing the body out to make the movement, or I need to kind of release it to go. But what I want to do is just cut into it, a sense of being no tension in the hip. So it's heavy, relaxed, the weight just receive through it, and then I just swing the body through the hip. Especially the front hip. Just allow it to kind of melt. You're gonna kind of melt around the front hip.
Michael?
Yeah.
The cut is a Yokomen?
Yeah, in this case, use a Yokomen. Yeah, yeah. Normally we would do this during the rotation, go to a showman. But for now, just play with a Yokomen. So coming into this way. Just soften around the hip. Also, you can do this test for the front hip during the ski. So when you make the second ski, the second movement, the front hip. So you've done this one. Also, this hip should be free. It shouldn't be locked and tight. It shouldn't be. I shouldn't be in these kind of holding positions. Oh, I can't tighten it. That way. So don't tighten the hip, because then in order to move to the rotation, I've got to either move like a robot, or I've got to move around the hip. So I want to just fuse into the hip. Just fold around the hip joint. It's always the hips are going to be open and flexible. Just really check for kind of excess tension in the hip. Basically, you don't hold yourself. Just sink into the ground. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's it. Good. Yeah, you can also do the same thing, especially on the ski for the shoulder. So again, I don't want to work in tension. So I don't want the shoulder joint to really be tense here. So if I'm in tension, this part just feels very hard. It feels like overcooked steak this way. So what I want to do is keep it relaxed. So what I want to do is really roll the shoulder back into the joint, which is very hard because you are holding the saw, but I don't want to really hold it. So I don't want to push and hold it. But I want the feeling of full extension and actually opening the joint. So the joint should actually feel relatively free. And it should also not be forward and out of the shoulder. So these kind of positions here with the shoulder, really try and allow the joints to settle down here. So when you cut, really allow the joint to settle back and down. The front one's generally okay because it's tight to the body. The back shoulder tends to kind of come forward and push out. Just allow it to sit back down. And then the next rotation just follows from that. So just try and feel the shoulder joint. So it should be kind of strong and with full extension, but not rigid and locked. Just try and feel it, especially the right shoulder. Yeah, good. Yeah. But I also really want full extension and through the thrust as well. Otherwise, it has no real sense of power. So it has no sense of thrusting. If I do this kind of work, I keep everything inside. The structure's nice, good, solid, but I've actually done nothing out. So nothing's left. So there's no real sense of projection out. So really have a sense of the thrusting now really coming out. So it comes down. Really have a sense of thrusting out. So as much as you can maintain the structure internally, really allow something to leave. Something's going to kind of pass out. So something's going to kind of press out from the sword. Cutting down, pressing out, but also with a good structure. So try and balance extension out with feeling down and structure inside the body. They kind of go together. The more I can do, the more I can maintain the structure, the more I can press out with the body. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, good. Just play with it. Good. Really feel like you're piercing forward into the space. Good. Nice. Good.
Even kijken waar het zonnetje komt.
Good. Okay, now just go this as one movement. So you're going to come into the posture, cut down, thrust through. So you're just going to now join this together. So cutting down, thrusting through. So now the focus in the cut, this pressure that goes into the foot, I rebound it out into the cut. So really have the feeling of entering fully into the foot. The hips still relaxed and then just press out from it. So really have the feeling of the cut, finding the ground, thrusting through. Finding the ground, thrusting through. And use the impact, the percussion in the sword to rebound into the ski. Which is rebounding into the ground. So rebound into the ground this way, that way. Yeah, just play with that footwork. But now bring in the yokomen and the ski into one movement. One rhythm. Yeah, good. Nice. That's it. Nice. Good.
Michael,
Yeah, go ahead.
would you say it's the same feeling as you have with taking an ukemi? So when you take a roll, you get this springy feeling when you want to get up?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that kind of feeling. What you're looking for is like, so something we don't really talk about is like, if I can fully ground the body down, if I can really ground the body into the, really down, boom, I feel a kind of a rebound back up the body. So that the sense of sending energy down and this kind of springiness which comes into the body, just kind of naturally happens. You feel that in a kind of when you do trampoline, this kind of work, bum bum, and this kind of rebound. Now in a sense you do the same thing, but you're really cutting down into the ground. Now this sense of rebound, I harness it as I come through.
You use it again to thrust forward.
Yeah, exactly. So now you get that, and I basically convert that kind of rebound which comes up the body. I convert it into a forward motion with the thrust. So I have the feeling of pressing in, and that way. But yeah, that similar kind of feeling of this kind of bounce through the ukemi. Basically.
So you're.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you really have this feeling of this springiness, this elasticity in your whole being, actually.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly that. Exactly. Yeah, elasticity. That's the kind of word. Yeah. So the sense of that there, and any sense of tension in the body will just freeze it. That kind of rebound will be cut off. Basically,
it blocks.
I kind of press in, and it just gets cut out, and then I go to the shoulders and this kind of jerky movement. So just look to kind of really smoothen it there. And just really listen for that movement comes straight. It comes straight up the body through the spine, and then I just convert it into the arms as well. So yeah, just look for now. Yeah, elasticity. That's the word.
Thanks.
Good. Yeah, that's it. Great. Super. Yeah. Nice. Good. Okay, good. And then to really kind of stretch that rebound feeling out, what you're going to do is 2 cuts each side. So you're going to cut down, thrust through. Now from here, you're going to really spring into the next cut through. So just take a pause between. Really feel that you find the yokomen ski. Yokomen ski. So in this case, you're really using the ground in the cut in the front leg, and the back leg is used as a support. I just really go into the ball of the foot for the cut, and then spring out. Here, place the weight fully into the leg, really into the ball of the foot, and then a sense of springiness in the back hip. You're going to find the cut, spring out. So it's kind of pulsing. You've got a really strong connection in the front leg, the front foot, and the back leg acts as a support where you're really in the ball of the foot, and you use the pressure in that support leg to just press out. Press out. Yeah. So there's a kind of springiness through the whole joint. So find the cut, thrust, cut, thrust. So now you're really going to convert the thrusting impact to the next cut. Just feel that kind of way. So 2 cuts, 2 skis. Right, left, right, left. Yeah. Nice. Nice. That's it. Great. Hey. Hey. That's it. Good. Okay, so in the case of the Saburi, I'll try and show from this angle. Really have a sense of going directly in. So you're going to really use the line to do this work. So really go right down the line with the hip. So you're going to step in and cut through and stab. So you're really going to use the line to press in and now release it from the ground this way, but straight on the line this way. So really have a sense of holding the line. You're going to really press through it this way. In this case, don't come off the line. Don't swing the body out. This is working into partner work, but in order to get the sense of really attacking someone in the partner work, I need to train a feeling of going just directly in and forward. And this really allows me to train the hip work in a much more simple way. So really have the feeling of the hips sliding in, thrusting in. Yeah, really try and hold a line as you do this movement, but don't swing the body out to the sides. So really train on a line. Yeah, it's a really direct movement. That's That's it. That's it. Nice. Good. Nice. Good. Okay, and what you're gonna do, you're gonna try the same kind of pattern, but you're gonna do it backwards. So in this case, we're gonna keep to the same, cutting on the right and thrusting on the left side. You're gonna start in this case in the left side. You're gonna roll back, cut down on the right side, and then thrusting back on the left side. So this is kind of receiving back, but at the same time, you're gonna send energy forward. So you're gonna start left side, roll back, cut down, and then come back thrusting back. So the same kind of pattern. But the thrust really allows you to find the ground, find the extension forward. So start in the left side, curling back, cutting down with a yokomen, adjusting from the back, thrusting to the center line. You're rolling back, thrusting forward. Yeah, just try this. So starting left side, you cut yokomen, thrust to the back. Yeah, just try this. So kind of retreating, but everything stays forward. Extension out. That's it. Hey. Hey. Good. Nice. Now again, just try this in one slow flowing movement. So you're going to be in this position back. You're just going to cut down, thrust back this way. So really now the left leg in this movement is very active. So you cut down, thrust back. So it never quite fully lands. Left side, you cut on the right side, and then thrust into the back this way. So right side thrust back. Right side thrust back. Yeah, just see kind of bring this all together. So into one move. Give it a try. That's it. That's it. Nice. Good. So try and have the feeling with the feet like they're kind of hands. So they're really have the feeling of kind of touching to the back and finding the ground. We tend to use the feet. Oh, hello. I'm a bit frozen. So we tend to use the feet like sometimes a bit like adolescent teenagers, kind of stomping. They're kind of lifting it and just placing it down as one piece. Really feel like the whole foot's very flexible. You basically touch through the back. So there's a feeling of reaching for the ground. This way, this way. Imagine like your feet used to be really flexible in terms of grabbing things. We used to be able to really pick things up with the feet. And you still can if you train it a little bit. You can really pick things up with your feet. But have the sense from the ground, from the footwork, you really have a sense of connection down. You're kind of pressing into it. So really feel through the ground. We tend to be quite insensitive with the feet. Just act them as kind of paddles. But really have the sense of mobility through the whole foot. You're gonna really reach back and ground. And really allow the foot to reach into the ground. This allows me to really find the stability in the form. Or I just kind of press it back this way. The sense of really feeling into the ground through the feet. Yeah, give it a try.
Michael?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have to fire up the other computer, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks
So,
a lot.
thank you very much,
Thank
and see you tomorrow.
See
Thank you very much.
Take care. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Good. That's it. Yeah, good deal. Nice, nice. Nice. Good. Nice. Good. Nice. That's it. Okay, just play it for a little bit. Just play kind of forwards and backwards. You can really move freely now. So just on a forwards and backwards movement. So really play with the movements. You're going to cut on the right side, thrust on the left, but you can really now mix them in. So cutting back, thrusting forward, cutting forward, thrusting back. Really just explore different possibilities. Just follow the body. So you can cut back, thrust forward. Don't really think about it. Just move the body. Just really start to feel the hips ground. And you should be able to really just move freely. So at will. So I want to go back. I want to go forward. I want to go forward. I want to go back. And then you just do it. So kind of move freely through the hips and really feel a sense of flexibility in the movements. So every cut, every thrust, you should be in the kind of center of the movement. And then your ability to move where you like is kind of unlocked. Good. Good. That makes good. Nice. Good. And now just play with any kind of cut and any kind of thrust. So you've got the thrust on the backside, like the 7 suburi, and you've also got the one we did before, the 6 suburi, coming from the front foot. Now just really open the angles out. And again, work with backwards and forward movements. Really just explore different possibilities. Just moving the body, thrust, back, thrust, cut. Now just really explore different possibilities. Really now opening the movements out. Find a cut, find a thrust. Good. Good. Nice. Okay, and just want you to play one idea. When we talk about grounding and we talk about being grounded, it tends a lot of the time it gets mistaken for being heavy and kind of in these kind of movements. So everything's kind of tight and heavy, especially in the feet. You know, it's a bit like elephants moving. So it's like this kind of rigidity. Try and work with a sense of lightness. So you can be fully grounded and not in resistance to the ground, but you can also have a sense of lightness in the body. If you watch really, really incredible dancers, especially ballet dancers, they're super grounded, but they're also have an ability to be springy and light. So this is the kind of quality you also want to train as well. But I don't want lightness without the ground. So I don't want a sense of lightness with no grounding. So really trying to feel that the ground is there, work through it, but really have a sense of lightness also. So the movement should not feel heavy on the body. So they shouldn't feel like heavy movement. They should feel very light. So work now just with movement. You can cut and thrust also, but just have the sense of developing a sense of groundedness with lightness. The real thing you're doing in terms of groundedness is not resisting the ground. So I'm not setting the body up in a structure where it's going to use tension, but I'm trying to really relax down into the ground. The more relaxed I am, the more free I am to move. So just really play with a sense of lightness, keeping the sword really in the center line. Bring through the joints. Play with moving back, play with rotations. All the time with a feeling of being grounded, but flexible. Okay. Yes. Good. Nice. Good. That's it. Yeah, now just really play with it. I want you to really kind of elongate these movements. So just moving, really working with the ground, with the feet. Really try and keep the center line of the body. So try and avoid the sword kind of coming out. Just keep the center line, but keep it flexible. So the arms are extended along the center line of the body, and you move with it. Really draw this movement out this way. I'm trying to kind of snake with the body. The feet are a bit like cat touch, and the hips, the spine is a bit like a snake. And I want to really kind of float the sword above with extension. And then what I want you to do is just find a cut, find a thrust. And then go back to kind of snaking with the sword. This way. And then find a cut and a thrust. And then just come out. Just really play with this. So really elongate this kind of movement. Really feel the sword connecting to the hands in the center. Grounded in the feet. Free in the spine. And then just find a really sharp kind of attack. The sword should feel a little bit like it's floating. Then you're going to kind of sting with the sword. Yes. Good. Good. Okay, good. And then the very, very last one, just a few minutes. I want you to do the same, but really do this as if you're kind of still. So really do this small motions. You're really going to move now very, very slowly with the feet. But try and keep the same feeling. So the tendency now is when we go slow, is I go into tension and holding the body. But really try and relax everything and take it really slow, but with the same feeling. Everything's loose, free and mobile. And then just go to very small movements. So you're just going to shift the weight very gently now. With no feeling of restlessness in the feet. Just nice and calm. Connecting the sword and the center. Play with small movement. And if you feel like it, go to an attack. Just take this very slow. Good. Nice. Good. Great. Okay, very good. Okay, we'll finish. Domo, arigatou.
Domo, arigatou gozaimasu.
Cool. Thanks a lot.